Hey guys, Matt, IronTrap Garage. We are back working on the Sweetheart Roadster project, and specifically the door project that is pretty involved here, and this is definitely something that's testing my skill level with the tools that I have here in the shop. So I know I said in the other video I was going to spin the door around and do the other side in the background, but I decided with it being wintertime and everything, it's kind of hard to like move cars out and get this thing fully spun all the way around. So I figured I'll just keep working on the driver's side and we'll just work our way back, fix everything as we go. And I have my own videos to see how the hell I built this inner door structure and door skin for the other side when that time comes. I'll just watch my own videos and hopefully it'll come back to me. So anyways, the big thing I've been trying to figure out since I even decided I was gonna do my own doors from scratch was how the hell am I going to do the body line that's on a door. So this is the door skin I cut off of the Roadster that I helped Aaron out with doing some metal repair on that. This door skin is in okay condition, but I saved it so that I had an original to kind of test fit and check things on. So what I've been working on is trying to figure out how am I going to create this body line here, especially because it kind of goes up in the front there, and we've kind of made our own gradual shape to it on our inner structure. So let's try to play with the idea, and building this little section here really kind of jump started me. And when I started thinking about that, it got me thinking a little more simple instead of going and machining a custom die and doing all this stuff. I think it's something I can achieve with like the tools I have here in the shop. So I made up a sample piece here. I didn't really get crazy with measuring anything, just kind of like eyeballed some lines and proved to myself that I can do it. So this is the piece here that I made, and I know the shape of the door, you know, the sweep at the front of the body line is different, but I basically created this body line here, and you can see it's got that rounded curve to the body line, which was the part that I was having trouble figuring out how I was going to do that, because I could use a step die to create this little section here and here, but how did I make it rounded? If I did it that way, it would just be flat with those those little steps at the bottom, and that wasn't going to work. If we were doing a 2829 Model A, they actually are pretty flat right there, and they don't have that curve there, and it would have been a lot simpler to make that, but since this is a 3031, we got to do that. So what I did is I kind of spent some time with the idea that I did on this little intersection here on the inner structure, and then kind of compounded on that, and I was able to figure out how I could achieve it. The only part that's going to be a little bit tough with the tools that I have is just this front corner here. It's going to be a little difficult. It's a little still crude here, and it's going to take a little bit of finessing there. I may have to like put a little pie cut in it and weld it back together to cheat, so to speak, to get it fitting a little better, but I think I can get it sorted out. So I'm going to work on patterning out this door skin. Number one, we're going to get our pattern all figured out, and then we're going to start putting some shape in the panel and work on making a door skin, and hopefully by the end I have something that I don't throw in the trash. Fingers crossed. If not, it'll be a learning experience for all of us by the end of the video. So let's get started.
You know, trust my marking. So this B right here.
We want that, the deepest valley of that B, that sharp line marked right there. Good there. Go ahead. Is that on the firm there?
Yep. Still good? She's a Butte Clark.
So it's like super easy to tell where
it's
a
at.
line is.
Yeah. It's a good one.
So if you go like that, it's going to be pretty much the same every time.
Yep.
So we're at like, if I go down on my end a little bit, we're at 1.5 inches. Right there.
Downside to a magnet. Tape measure. Gotta hold the panel. So 1.5 inches.
That's probably the best way to do it, because then we know we're both starting at the same point. We'll put a little roll, we'll start the roll. I feel like we're almost, where's the line at?
What line?
The top line we made.
It's in the slip roll.
Okay, so we are low enough that it's, so we'll start the, okay. And then we probably want to
Measure again.
We're at 1 inch, just under 1 inch.
Just like all but.
It's about the same. I think once you start that bend,
It's about the same. I think you're the same thing. Once you start, that's gonna be hard to do.
yeah, once you get that first roll started, it
Oh,
kind
hold
of,
on, my knees go down a little bit. There we go. It looks more square now.
Okay.
Before you were.
that's good. It's probably, if anything, too much.
That's actually pretty straight across there.
Yeah, it is. I just didn't want to go quite that low, but I think it'll be okay. See how there's bend into here? I think that's- Hold some of the weight off the table section where it's like sliding, so it doesn't like bind. I don't let the bead roller do its thing. None of it, so Whew. That's like the scariest one.
It's actually not bad. So tighter or change rolls to the.
I'd say actually tighter.
Okay.
So we'll go.
One.
Okay. As I go to step in and I usually wobble the panel. I don't remember.
Ooh, what's that?
No, it was good there. I stopped the pedal.
Normally you try and just do it all in one
Yeah, I try and
motion.
step and leave the pedal on and in it. It's definitely got a nice sharp
Yeah.
line. to
Seems
it.
like it's the curves more on this end than down here.
Yeah, I think we just had the thing slightly
Crooked.
crooked, or maybe I pushed a little harder on my end around the pipe, but we'll straighten it out. So basically, we're going to get this as deep as it can go. like this, and then if I want any more, I can just pull up on it a little bit, but
Like you're tipping an edge, essentially.
Good.
Good.
Cheat the panel where it needs to be here.
And our line back there is like,
Perfect. Dead on.
we just gotta figure out what we wanna do.
So I think what I want to do is
You wanna Cleco that?
I might be able to get a right here. Get
C-clamp?
yeah. All right, so we got the door skin kind of clamped in place, Mike and I, in those last couple of shots. We're working back and forth with the belt sander to creep up on these openings here to get it so we could slide it forward and get it where we need to be. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. And what we were trying to do is slide it forward enough so that we had overhang on this body panel that gave us plenty of room for material to crimp around there. And we still have material on the back side here that we can crimp around the other way, and it should all work out pretty darn good. So our original line, you can even see kind of here, when we first started doing the inner door structure, I had it all the way out here for extra material, and I've trimmed that back to where it needs to be. So we knew that if we got just be inside of that line, we still had more material than we need, so we could flange, but we're not so far that you could see the door opening at this point. So what we're going to do now is we have everything kind of clamped, and I've already marked right here. We need to mark the top of this body line right here, but then what we're going to do, like we showed in another video for the inner door structure, is we want to come up and kind of get a nice flow of this line to go up and meet the cowl where everything's going to kind of come together. So we're going to freestyle that because we're building a custom car, so we don't have to play by the rules. So we're going to mark it to basically about here, and then we're going to start figuring out what we need for that line. And once we scribe that line in place, that's what we're going to put in the bead roller and do the same things we did here. Create that style line, which we'll fold this back out this way, and then we can crispen that line up, and then work on getting the other flange and cutting everything in. So next stressful part of the project. Yeah. So this is just our style line, but the door is actually going to be up higher.
Yeah.
So really, we don't touch anything till.
That looks about right. When we've made the.
Are we filming this?
Yeah, it's around. I'm kind of standing in front of it now.
Right there.
I just run it the whole way.
No, because this isn't straight.
Oh.
It's like
Yeah.
that, so we want to. You'll end up, even that's got a little whoop in it, and I'll probably just go through. All right.
Yep. Just move my foot.
So now I'm going to start pushing that corner.
Yep. Hold on a sec.
Got it?
Yep. I wanted to move my hand, but I didn't want to do it while you were trying to roll.
Good.
Yep.
So you got it all. I'm just going to...
That's pretty good.
It's actually doing a real good job there.
Good. I was just letting you get set up. Does that feel weird at all? Just
What?
letting the panel ride over my fingers in the back.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, not catching on that bed of the bead roller. It's ends up dragging on it, and then it'll...
Catch. Well, it's just sliding on my fingers. I want to make sure it
Perfect.
wasn't
Yeah. The part I worry about is these little hooks for the...
catching. Yeah.
I've had that happen before.
It actually is putting a little bit of shape.
In there, yeah, that's what I found on the other one, is it kind of rolls the shape up into it. Doing all right?
Yep. Do your thing. I'm just guiding.
It's probably as tight as sharp as we're gonna get it, because I had it.
It doesn't look terrible.
Oh, looks good.
It definitely is a little round here because this
Yeah.
looks real flat.
But you can probably...
It's pretty strong too. It's crazy how having that little
Oh yeah.
flattened out the whole top of it. Love that sound. Oh yeah, that's way better.
The uses for an English wheel that people don't think of. I took that guy's class from Australia, and that really opened my eyes.
Guy from Australia?
Yeah. Shit on the panel. Okay. Yeah, that helped. That fixed that.
Yeah, it looks more.
Helped it a lot. I mean, you could probably almost do it once more, but. All right. So we're gonna go 90.
Your hand or
Yeah, just support the panel so it doesn't fall around too much. All right. It's gonna go over 90 anyways. So. There we go.
looks crisp.
So just keep pressure like
Yep.
right near the.
Yeah, keep pressure on it.
It's crazy feeling the panel do crazy shit while you're doing that.
Hold on a sec.
Yeah, just get your hand resituated.
Go ahead. I don't want to be prying up on the outside edge.
Yep, no, you're right. That's why doing this, I could do a cow panel by myself, but I could never do a door skin because
Just too long.
it gets the panel all wonky if you can't hold up right at the bead. Want me to move again, or you want to stop?
Go ahead.
Oh, you all
Sorry.
right?
Yep, go ahead. It's almost you now.
Yep.
Currently sitting on top of the Oldsmobile. That actually looks,
Water problems.
yeah.
That die, like that is like, I'm so glad I made that die for that reason. You know, it gives it that shape. I don't know if it needs to go any deeper than that.
Let's stick it on the car.
So it's probably gonna, I can't fully overlap it because the bead
Yeah.
is running into that bead. But we are, how's that lining up? It's perfect. It's about perfect there.
What are you down there?
It's not bad. It's a tiny, I mean, we're talking. All right, so a lot of times you guys complain that I talk too much in videos, so we just went through all those steps and we're not gonna tell you how I did any of it. No, I'm gonna tell you sort of. So basically, we went through and we used the pipe anvil to create this shape on the top here, and then we used the bead roller to crispen these lines up through a number of steps. One step that we didn't show is I went through with a plastic bossing hammer, and I kind of added some shape into the top of the bead here because right here it got wider, and at the top here we couldn't get it to. Some of the shape came out of this bead when we put this line in. So I need to finish out the top of the bead a little bit better, but we got the shape there. The lines are good, everything looks good. We broke the edge on the bottom. I used that die that I made back in the beginning of this project earlier on.
Like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. We had to watch my video again to remember how to use my own set of dies. So we ran this bead on the bottom. We have space at the bottom, so the door skin is clearing there. So that's all pretty good. The door skin does need a little bit of like shrinking on this edge here at the bottom just to kind of flow with the frame. And of course it's sitting over top here. So the next big thing that we need to do before we're probably going to end this video for the next one is we need to lay this edge here, needs to fold over. So there is a little line right here, a little section where it rises up maybe 3/4 of an inch or something, and then it folds in. Wouldn't be a problem normally, except we need to follow this shape right here when we fold in. So that's going to cause a little bit of a problem. So we're going to need to do some stretching right in here as we fold it over, and that will take a little bit of work, but we're going to try and get this edge folded over so we have kind of like the side profile of our skin when we finish out the video. So that's where we're at, and we're going to mark it out with a set of dividers, and then we can take the tipping die with the bead roller and tip this edge over.
Any upward pressure or no?
Nice. It should kind of
Start on its own.
yeah. Right?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
gave us our sharp line.
Yep.
I may need to slap the rest over. It's a soft wheel, you can only do so much.
Plus, we're gonna start running into the. That's what I
Oh yeah, we gotta
like cut.
basically just sit there.
Actually, yeah, that's not bad. It's just sitting on top a little bit.
So I'm not okay. Don't be real crazy clamping. All right, so we have a door skin, sort of, but yeah, it actually looks like something. There is a lot of work that kind of needs to happen up in this area. We were doing a bunch of stretching in here on the English wheel and also with a hammer to kind of stretch the crap out of this area here so we could fold this edge over and allow it to continue up. It probably needs some more work to refine all that. It's still wavy, and again, this is where it gets into like the extent of my skill level, and I get, having a little bit of trouble keeping it in control and keeping all these lines crisp, but we got it pretty much going in the right direction. It just needs finesse work to get it a little bit better, but I'm psyched. It looks like a door skin. It's just a matter of trimming in all the edges, cutting in the door edges, and then we got to figure out how we're going to hem or fold this inside edge over in one more time. So I need to kind of get my game plan going for that, but we have a door skin. You can see what we're going with. I like the shape that's flowing up into the cowl here. When we trim out for the dash here, everything should work out really, really nicely. And yeah, that was a very stressful part to make because pretty much any one of these steps, if we really messed it up, it's all like visual sections. We could have totally had a scrap piece that we would have had to start over. So overall, this bead looks good. I think it has nice shape to it. Again, we had to do some hammer work in here that needs to be cleaned up a little bit to bring the shape out because of the way we rolled it in the pipe anvil. It didn't get the full shape that we needed. So overall, it worked out really well. It's just another case of us trying to show you how you can do this without having a ton of like ultra specialized tools. Now we have the shrinker stretcher, the English wheel, some of that stuff, but that stuff is just a matter of how big of a shrinker or English wheel do you need. But you can tackle all this stuff a lot with hand tools and a couple of the same tools that we all can have access to for a little bit of money. And you can make pretty much anything if you think it out and figure out the process, which we did on this door, which is awesome. So that is an update on the Sweetheart Roadster. Hopefully next time I can get the door cut in and hemmed, and we can actually get the door skin opening, the whole door opening and shutting for you guys, so we can move on and get into the rest of the rust repair on this side of the car before spinning around and starting all over. Great. So yeah, that's what I have for this one. Appreciate you guys following along. Thanks. Catch you later.